Okay. I apologize. Okay. We have a public hearing. Mr. Secretary, could you please read the legal notice, please?
Of course. Legal notice, Town of Rocky Hill Zoning Board of Appeals. The Rocky Hill Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, February 15th, 2022, beginning at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, second floor of Rocky Hill Town Hall, 761 Old Main Street, Rocky Hill, Connecticut, 06067, to consider the following. A, Appeal 2022-01. Yvonne Delicio, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, requesting a variance from requirements of the Rocky Hill zoning regulations, section 6.A.2, rear lots, to allow for a front yard setback of 57 feet where 90 feet is required, to allow for the construction of a single-family home on property located at 255 France Street in the R40 residential district, ID 12-068. At this hearing, all interested persons may be heard and written communications will be received. A copy of the plan and related documents for the application are on file in the planning office. Town Hall, 761 Old Main Street, Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Rocky Hill Town Hall is accessible to all with ADA compliant facilities. Written comments may be directed to David Plomberg at
Land use commissions.
thank you. Land use commissions at rockyhillct.gov or planning and zoning, 761 Old Main Street, Rocky Hill, Connecticut, 06067, and must be received at least 1 hour prior to the start of the meeting. People needing special accommodations, please email David Plomberg at dplomberg@rockyhillct.gov or call 860-258-7675 at least 3 business days in advance. All public meetings will be broadcast on the government access channel of your cable television provider. A live stream of public meetings is also available at rockyhillct.gov/video and at youtube.com/rockyhill, Connecticut. Dated for publication on this 9th and 11th day of February 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. That was a long one. Okay, I just want to, before we start, notify that the decision of this board may be brought to Superior Court within 15 days. So, anybody in favor? Please step up, state your name, please.
My name is Attorney Megan Hope. I'm here for the first application, representing the applicant, Yvonne Delicio. Can everybody see my PowerPoint on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
great.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, again, for the record, Megan Hope, Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll stand over a little here. Again, for the record, my name is Megan Hope. I'm an attorney with Alter & Pearson, a law firm in Glastonbury. Here tonight representing Yvonne Delicio and her husband, Robert. They own the property, which is 255 France Street. Our application tonight is for a variance from section 6.82 to allow a front yard of 57 feet when 90 feet is required in a rear lot in the R40 zone. Go to the next slide. Okay. On your screen in front of you, you'll see the lot highlighted in yellow. That's number 255 France Street. It was a lot that was created by a re-subdivision approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission in May of 2020. The rear lot, that portion that is highlighted in yellow, is 1.79 acres. It has frontage on France Street, approximately 25 feet. That's that narrow strip you're seeing on the right side of the lot. This rear portion was broken off from 251 France Street, which is the lot in the front. I'm highlighting that with my mouse. Oh, yeah, here you go. right here. That's owned by Gloria Kroll, which is Yvonne's mom. So Yvonne actually grew up in that house, 251 France Street, and it was her parents' wish to eventually have her own that part in the back from where she grew up and build a house there with her family so that she could continue to watch over her mother, who's still living in the house. To the east of the house is single-family residence owned by Yvonne's aunt, Elenda and Robert Derazendes. Of course, to the south of the lot, we have France Street. In front, the lot of Gloria Kroll, my client's mother. To the west side, we have the house at 285 France Street. And then to the north, we have open space owned by the town of Rocky Hill, 9.18 acres that covers the north and kind of northwest boundary with my client's property. There are wetlands that are located on that open space piece, and the wetlands also do come into 255 in this area right here. So this whole northwest portion of the lot have wetlands, and you can actually see there is a pond. It's a little green in this picture here, but that pond here straddles both the town's piece and also my client's piece as well. These lots are all part of the former Kroll Dairy Farm. Originally was 250 acres. Over time, the lots have been subdivided. Actually, Mariana Way, that's up here, was named after my client's grandmother. But she is looking forward to kind of fulfilling this legacy to live where she grew up on the rear portion of the lot. Just wanted to quickly go through a few street views of the site. Not sure if anybody or if everyone on the commission had a chance to go out to the site. But what you're looking at right now is to the left side of your screen is 285 France Street. Back where these woods are, where I'm pointing with my mouse, is 255. The right side of your screen is 251 France Street, Mrs. Kroll's house. If you go to the next slide, I'm moving to the east down the street with these photos. Again, you can see 251 in the foreground. To the right, we have 221 France Street. Right here, you're seeing the location of the proposed driveway. It's going to go just to the right of this large evergreen tree here. So right here will be the proposed driveway, and actually where this little shed is back here is actually going to be almost right on the corner of 255 France Street, where it sort of opens up from the narrow driveway. So to give you a sense of where the house would be, it would be to the rear in this area where I have my mouse. And again, this is just me moving further down France Street. Again, we have Mrs. Kroll's house here, 251. Right here is 221 France Street, and the proposed house on the rear lot would be in this area right here. On your screen, you have a site plan before you. It's showing the two lots. Obviously, this is Mrs. Kroll's house in the front. In red, I've highlighted the rear lot. As you can see, the wetlands lie between these two green lines. The two green lines indicate the limits of the wetlands that were flagged by the soil scientist. In blue here, you can see the farm pond. Another point I wanted to mention is that as part of the re-subdivision approval, the Planning and Zoning Commission had the applicant place this whole northwest area into a conservation easement. So everything north of this wetland line here is all in a conservation easement. It's about 0.88 acres, which actually is 49% of the site is in a conservation easement. In yellow, I've outlined the rear yard setbacks for a rear lot in the R40 zone. So it's a 90-foot front yard here, 30-foot side yards, and then a 50-foot rear yard. So I believe, from this plan, you can start to see some of the physical constraints that the site has that are necessitating the variance, specifically the wetlands here, and then the exaggerated front yard setbacks for the rear lot requirement. Just going to jump to the next slide because this is a zoomed in version of that rear lot section. It's a little bit easier to see. But you'll see here that this is our closest point from the house to the front line, the front setback. That's 57 feet here. So I've highlighted that so you can get a sense of where we're really requesting the variance from. So we're looking to have the house up 33 feet in this location in order to construct it. The other distance that I'm pointing out here is 41 feet. Back in March of 2020, the applicant did go before the town's Open Space and Conservation Commission, which acts as your inland wetlands and watercourse agency. And within that meeting, the commission stated that the applicant needed to maintain 41 feet from the wetlands. That's not a standard in Rocky Hill for distances from wetlands, but that's what the commission decided for this property, what needed to be the separating distance. The applicant went back in May of 2021 looking for a modification in order to get 18 feet closer to the wetlands due to a change in the footprint of the house, and based on the restriction of the 90-yard or 90-foot front setback, it pushed the house closer to the wetlands. The Wetlands Commission denied that, and in conversations with Bob Alvarado on options moving forward, because obviously it is very important for my client, to sort of build on her family lot, we discussed going to the ZBA and asking for a variance. It was something that the Wetlands Commission supported. They held a meeting on February 9th, and they discussed this variance application, and they provided support for the variance. Bob writes in this memo, which I've included in the PowerPoint, that the agency feels that by allowing the change in front yard setback at this time, it will better protect the existing on-site wetlands while making the proposal viable for the applicant. The Wetlands Agency hopes that the Zoning Board of Appeals considers the background information provided in making a sound decision on this application. So we've tried to balance what the Wetlands Commission wants and also the constrictions that are within your zoning regulations, which is why we've applied for the variance. We did get letters of support from the two closest abutters, so Mrs. Kroll, who's right in front, and then also Mrs. I'm going to miss this, De Resendes. So I'll just read those into the record. This is from Mrs. Kroll at 251 France Street. Dear board members, I'm writing to indicate that I support the variance at 255 France Street submitted by my daughter, Yvonne Delisio. I live immediately in front of her lot and have reviewed the plan, which does an excellent job of protecting the wetlands, while also allowing my daughter to build her home close to me. Please grant the variance as soon as possible so that she can start construction on her new home. And the second letter is from Alenda and Robert De Resendes. To whom it may concern, we live at 221 France Street, which is immediately next door to the lot that is subject of the variance application. We reviewed the plans filed by my niece, Yvonne Delisio, and are in favor of the front yard variance at 57 feet when 90 is required. We believe that with the house closer to France Street, there will be less of an impact of headlights into our family room. Thank you for considering our support of this application. I'll get those to Dave. So we feel that the hardship originates with the zoning ordinance in requiring the 90-foot setback for rear yards in the R40 zones. The location of the wetlands and the buffer imposed by the Wetlands Commission were out of the applicant's control and really have limited the area in which to construct a house. We've done the best we can to keep it within the side yard setback, but we're needing relief from that front yard setback. Additionally, another item to consider, and you can see on the site plan, is that there is quite a bit of a change in topography within the lot. Where the proposed house is located, currently the elevation is about 112 feet, and it's dropping steeply as we move to the west. The pond, as you can see, is at elevation 100. So we've got some steep slopes in this area right before the wetlands, which are necessitating us to place the home where we've located it. So we feel that the proposed house is in harmony with the neighborhood. It is a single-family residential home, which is permitted in the neighborhood. The size is in character with the rest of the homes in the immediate area. We don't believe that it will have any negative impact on public health or safety. It clearly has a very positive impact on the wetlands that are located on site, and further provides for them to flourish and be left in their natural state, which is definitely an important goal to have with any application. We're happy to answer any questions. My client is here if you have any questions for her as well. Thank you.
I think before we go into, is there anybody else here in favor that would like to speak? No? Okay. Anybody opposed? Nope. Okay, let's go on to questions. Commissioner Beatty, do you have any questions, sir?
I'll tell you, the presentation was very complete and really answered most of my questions, so I have no questions.
Okay, great. Commissioner Roderick, do you have any questions, sir?
I concur with John. I do have one question, though. I didn't locate it in any of the documentation of the plans, but there's just no risk of any runoff from the house into the wetlands because of the slope at all? Any drainage or anything like that that would be located in the rear of the home?
No, so part of the wetlands permit included erosion sedimentation control plan. So that permit is still valid, which had the 41-foot buffer, so we would still be maintaining that plan.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Whalen?
No questions.
And Mr. Commissioner Puglisi?
Excuse me. I'm just curious, you have the front porch, and I assume that's going to protrude about 8-10 feet? What is the small squared room behind the front porch? Well, to the left of it
Yeah,
on the print.
yeah.
That's right here.
Yeah, if you go to the, to the
Site plan?
to the site plan you have up on the monitor right now is where he's talking about.
It's to the left.
Yeah, you have the front porch.
The little outcropping,
Yeah, little outcrop.
it'd be by the purple line.
A closet to the master bedroom.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
My only other comment is that I like seeing people staying in their town because they're going to take care of the property generally better than somebody else who might come in and then build and rent a house. So I appreciate what you're trying to do.
Okay. Mr. McCoven?
The only question I have is, when you first made the application, the inland wetlands, you changed the footprint from a two-floor house to a single-family house,
Single floor.
right? Single floor.
Yeah,
You
please
went-
step up, please step up
Step-
to the microphone, sir, please, thank you. And state your name and address, please.
Robert Delicio, is it my home address? Or? 71 Spino Ridge, Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Oh yeah, it was first. He didn't say anything. We put like a it was like a colonial. He put up a basic style house really to get the permit, and then we wanted to obviously not have we wanted mostly it's a Cape style, just like everything on the first floor with just 2 bedrooms upstairs.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you change the footprint to go to a two-floor, could you eliminate the variance, or you can't?
No, like as in,
Could you take, I think what he's asking is, could you take kind of the square footage that's here and add it onto the second story?
no.
Yeah, you say you can basically change it from a cape to a colonial.
No, we couldn't do that. No. I don't want the stair. I want to mostly be on that first floor.
Yeah, I think one of the factors too that drove this design was to have that first floor master, which was not.
Yeah. Yeah, we have we have a house on Spino Ridge, and that's why we want to sell that house, is because everything's upstairs, and eventually we want to have everything on the first floor.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I don't have any questions.
I'll just add for the record that I did receive the certificate of mailings for the notifications of the abutters and photos of the sign posted out in front of the site.
Okay.
And I'll just also add that in your packet was included the minutes from the June 9th, 2021 meeting of the Open Space and Conservation Commission in which this was discussed, just to help give you some more background.
And the letters of mailing, I noticed, because on the plot, the site plan that was submitted, the abutters that were in lot 16-002, on the list of abutters, it's
On the site
Rubenstein,
plan, they're
and then the
listed as
site-
now or formerly.
Correct.
I believe that property's changed names in the last 6 months.
Right,
So
okay.
they
So
have the current abutters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, which is correct, the list
Right,
of abutters?
The
or
list of abutters, because that's what's provided from the assessor's office as required by our regulations.
Okay.
So the survey was done, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's,
Okay, just wanted to make
recently
sure we
sold.
received it from the current
yeah.
abutter
Yes.
rather than the previous owner, because I know that house did change
Yeah,
hands.
I pulled it from the current GIS system.
Okay, perfect, thank you, thank you. If there's nothing else, I'd, go ahead.
David?
No, that's
We
it.
received no objections. from
I've,
the-
no, the only correspondence I received was the memo from Bob Alvarado from the Open Space and Wetlands Commission, and then the 2 letters that were received tonight from the abutters. That's the only correspondence.
Thank
Do
you.
you have copies of those also for our records too?
I can provide them. I just got the copies here.
Okay, nope, that's fine, that's fine, as long as staff has them for
Yep.
the record, that's fine. If I don't hear anything, could I get a motion to close the public hearing, please?
So moved. I'll make the motion.
Okay, second? Okay. Okay, we'll close it, we'll go into discussion now. Okay, next on the agenda is new business. Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion that we approve the application because hardship being the wetlands and accommodation to the community.
Second?
Second?
Okay. Okay, and also, since we are down one person, for voting purposes, Commissioner Whalen? Would you please vote for,
I will.
since we don't have, unfortunately,
Okay.
another Democrat? Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Do we have any discussion? No? Okay, I say let's go ahead and vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty. All opposed? None? Congratulations. You're welcome. Okay, next on the agenda, old business. Do we have anything? Nothing, okay. Next, any other business? Dave?
I'd like to maybe take a few minutes, I think, after the meeting's concluded to discuss recognizing Phil Benoit's service and that situation.
Yes, go ahead. Go, Jeff. Okay.
I just want to tell you, I go there to the high school.
We'll excuse, okay, for a second.
I know.
Okay, is there any other business? Okay, approve actions minutes taken from the last meeting. Do we have any,
Rule of action.
well, actually, yeah,
I'll make a motion, we approve the action taken of the minutes for December 21st, 2021.
second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Make a motion to adjourn.
no. Actually, I actually just found something actually on the minutes from the December meeting. Actually, I take that back now. Let's reverse that. We had a January meeting. Oh, this is, the date on this is wrong. Because this is actually saying the January minutes. Or it's saying the December minutes. Shouldn't this be from the January minutes?
I thought it was December when we did the election of officers.
Was it in December? I thought it was in
Let me check.
January. No, it was last month. It was January.
It was January.
Yeah, it was January.
We didn't have a meeting in December.
No, we didn't. You're right. So this, I apologize. Can we take that back? These have not been approved then. the action taken. Because we have action taken, and then we have minutes.
Yeah, everything's dated December 21st.
Okay, 'cause we had a January meeting.
That's when we did the election of
Yeah, that's when we did the election of officers.
Right.
Because we would have been sworn in November, so, but we didn't have a December meeting.
Right, we'd had election of officers in December if we had a meeting, and we didn't.
Right. Because we said if we didn't have a meeting for January, anything on the agenda for January, we were gonna do a meeting just so we could elect officers.
Right. Do you want me to withdraw my motion?
Yeah, let's withdraw the motion.
All right, I will withdraw.
We're just going to check I'm checking the online schedule just to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's always exciting.
But you wouldn't be able to approve.
Right, that's why we're reversing this. We're reversing this because I actually found an error. Because you've got John Roderick as an alternate, but I'm mistaken, he's a full member. Yeah, so that needs to be changed.
Okay, you can't approve January
We're,
anyway, though.
we're reversing the approval.
Oh,
He withdrew his motion.
you approved
Yeah.
December.
Right, but
The
what's what we're checking because we think that this is wrong. It should be January.
Right, but either way, you can't approve January, right? Because it wasn't put on the agenda. December is on the agenda, is what I'm saying.
There was no.
That's why I'm gonna withdraw my,
So, no
I'm
Right.
matter
gonna
what, it's
withdraw
gonna
my.
do it
have
at the
to be
next
done next
meeting.
month.
Then fine, yeah, that's fine. We'll withdraw the motion. We'll make our corrections on this, and then we'll go ahead and approve them in the March meeting,
Right.
if we have one. Okay,
That's the cleanest way.
yeah, okay. But if you could, do that for me, please, just change it for, John Roderick up to, an actual member, not an alternate. And also just, could we change it from chairman to chairperson, please?
We can do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so we've withdrawn that motion. Okay. Okay, do we have actually, Dave, that was added to our packet about land use training guidelines?
Yeah, it's informational. It's, as of, I believe it's the start of January 2023, members of land use boards, the Planning and Zoning Commission, as well as the Zoning Board of Appeals will be required to do continuing education. Most likely, it'll be in the form of online courses, as well as other seminars that are put on throughout the year. One being the course at Wesleyan University, which I highly recommend, especially for new members. And
Is that the one done by the bar? By the Connecticut Bar?
yes, yep, it's full day. It's, I don't want to say it's intense, but you get a full day's worth of information out of it, as well as lunch. But just that, I put that in there because the information's coming out now, and no seminars have been set up other than the Wesleyan one, I think is every other year. But I'm going to be providing information for that, but just to remind commission members that the new statutes that were passed this year, or this past year, include that for both commissions.
Right.
So, excuse me, is this mandatory?
It's mandatory.
Right.
How
So-
It's
expensive?
an unfunded mandate by the state.
Town pays for it.
Yeah, the towns will pay for all this. So this will be effective
Right,
for
as-
all of
and
us
what I will
starting
do-
next
right, and
year.
there will be a variety of topics and such, and I will, as the information becomes available, I will be including it in the packets. I'll probably be emailing it out randomly as it comes up, so members can see what works best into their schedule. As far as
Sorry, Dave, is this a one-time thing?
no, it's every, I believe it's 12 credits for every 2 years. So, like, the full day the full-day Wesleyan course is 4 credits. Then the other ones are about 1.5, I believe, or 2 credits.
So the Wesleyan is also going to be kind of like a mandatory type thing per
That one's,
se?
it's just the number of credits that are mandatory. So whatever your schedule allows, you may have to do, 4 half-day
Okay. Well, this is saying,
seminars
okay.
or 1.5 full-day seminars. And as in regards to registering, if people are interested, go through me, contact me, and I can do the registration and the town will pay for it. The dues, the cost of the seminars is not on you guys, the commission members, but it is a new mandate by the state.
Whose bright idea was this?
I would say Governor Lamont.
Oh, that's,
you really
there was no
wanna
bright idea there then.
Well, it's only every other year. Joe, I love you. Okay, thank you for that. That just
The
brightened
good
up
thing
your-
is, most of them will probably be available virtual.
that
little more
would be
convenient.
helpful. Yes.
But the one at
Yes.
Wesleyan, traveling there in person, I don't think they did it. They did it virtual last year. They cover a wide range of topics, and it's everything from planning and zoning to zoning board of appeals to inland wetlands, and they make it a fun day, but it's very informative. It's a lot of information.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Actually, I do have one more thing. What is going on with Fieldstone?
With what?
The Fieldstone, the house on, is it Fieldstone? Off of, oh my goodness, I just drew a blank. The house that caught fire this past summer?
Oh,
Off of France and off of, yeah.
My understanding that it's tied up with insurance still. I don't believe a application for demolition has been received yet by the building department.
It's covered with a tarp partly, and there's a dumpster.
It's similar, probably similar to what we had down on Walnut.
Okay.
The fire there previously. We're keeping an eye on it, but as far as
Thank
there's
you.
been no demolition certificate, it's kind of a long story, but
Right.
we're
No,
we're aware of it. and
I've
it's-
heard of that.
I won't go into
yeah.
details.
Yeah, I've heard that
I
story.
got one.
Go for it.
How about the house on New Britain Avenue with the 25 trucks parked in the yard?
Yes, that's,
This, Dave, I don't understand how this can keep going on and on and on and on, and nothing ever happens. I really don't understand it.
Yeah.
he was issued a letter from Kim Ritchie, as far as, and was to be removing vehicles over time. He has removed some vehicles. It's ongoing.
Dave, where did he remove the vehicles from? Because they can't be from the front of the house or the side.
The whole backyard is filled with vehicles.
Oh, you're kidding.
How did I miss this?
Which house is this, if you don't mind me
The
asking?
brick house is
It's the brick house, if you're going past Trinity Ridge.
Yep.
Do you know where George Emmanuel lives?
Just
It's
past.
the house set way back. It's a brick house right where the guy sells firewood.
Yeah, right across the street.
Across the street.
Right across the street.
Okay, that, like, where we
He-
used to be a farm or something?
He's got, I don't know how many vehicles in the front, and Dave says,
Got a boat in the front, too.
Yeah, I think, I know the house.
in a large pump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yellow.
Yes.
It's like diagonally across from the firewood guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Speaking of the firewood guy, are we monitoring him? Because he's selling an awful lot of firewood there.
Across the street. We've dealt with them in the past as far as keeping it out of the state right away. I haven't had any complaints or anything.
Okay. Because, I mean, he's even got signage up now.
I said that was a commercial business.
That's what I'm thinking of, too. You know, he's got, firewood for sale, a sign right there in his front yard.
Well, there's also farm stands permitted in town, so
So is that
I'll
considered
take
part?
a look at it closer. I haven't,
Okay.
as I said, it hasn't been on my radar. so.
Right, but would that be considered part of an agricultural or a farm stand type thing?
I think it would be considered more of a agricultural farm stand type use than a commercial, retail use
Okay,
because of the nature of the products.
okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, can we have a motion for adjournment, unless there's anything else? Anything else, anybody? Nope. Motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
All righty, all in favor?
Aye.
Got it. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay.
I just want to know where that gentleman gets all his wood from. He never